I bought more books. Hi cuties! First book haul of the year, because I can't stop. Granted, some of these were heavily delayed and should have arrived back in December, but they did not, and now they're here. And some of these books are from conventions that I recently went to and purchased to support indie authors, / add them to my TBR for March, and others I just couldn't resist. Yeah. Anyway, because they're the closest to me, we're gonna start with the indie authors that I picked up at conventions recently. I tabled at 2 conventions this last month and met up with some authors that I already know and purchased more of their series and also met some new authors. We're gonna start with Daisha M. Arnold's Apparent Power series. I read Apparent Power last year for March of the Indies and it was amazing. Go pick it up. But this is her novella Reactant. Same setting, different main character. And then we get to the next book in the series, which is Shifting Power, which goes back to our main character, Valerie Russell. And I believe next month, the conclusion comes out. The first book was so good. It is about a global catastrophic event that awakens this diazem gene. And so all of these people who are diazems have kind of these electric capabilities. Valerie, the main character, is a nurse, I believe, and she's going to this other little hospital in the middle of nowhere when this strike. So it's her kind of trying to get back to her family, but everything that can go wrong goes wrong. And there are people looking for her because she's one of the super powerful diazems. It is intriguing. It's a crazy ride. I highly recommend picking up her books. The next author is an author I've met several times at Mile High Con, but we were also both at Cosign, and I finally got a chance to pick up her books, but they are The Arcane Adventures by Vanessa Robertson. This is Kenethrope or Kenethropy, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. The second book, The Clockwork Emperor, and then we have The Rail Spectre. This is a steampunk where the main character has tarot magic. It looks amazing. I mean, it's got fantastic covers. Look at, there's a puppy. Okay, there's a puppy on it. I have to. And then next, I have 3 different books, all from the same author that I also met at Cosign. And the author is Corbin Dunn. And the books are The Man of a Thousand Eyes, Alakine's Gun, Spires of Respite. Sorry, we're ring lighting as you can see. This one deals with demons. This one I'm not 100% sure. I think it's dystopian. This one was hilarious because the premise is very similar to Ashport, just the first little paragraph, and it's, to Sarah Brooker, it was just an old house, left to her by a grandparent that she never spoke to, a money pit she was eager to be rid of, and I'm just like, cool. In my book, Levin Connolly gets left the Ashport Conservatory by her uncle. She doesn't want the house either. And then they get thrown into a bunch of stuff, and this is where we kind of differ and stuff. But I just thought that's funny that the first little blurb on his description is very similar to my own. So we bonded over that. And the last indie book that I picked up while I was at Minicon, and that is Joe Vallen's Unkillable Joe. He also has a podcast called the Mighty Pen Podcast. And he does comic books as well, but this is his book. And apparently this is going to have a lot of kind of dark humor. It says, what does a warrior queen from space, an all-powerful god, and a necromancing frog have in common? Whatever it is, it has something to do with this book. It seems like it'll be a humorous romp. We'll find out what we think of it during March. March of the Indies is coming up. Next up, these are books that I got discounted at my local grocery store because I was there and I was like, well, if I get it at a discount, might as well. And that is Ransom Riggs, The Conference of the Bird. I still have not read A Map of Days yet, but now I have the next book in the new trilogy. I don't remember when I read Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. It was a long time ago. I remember reading it, just absolutely loving them. And I hope that this new trilogy also gives me that same feeling. And the next book we got discounted was Reverie by Ryan LaSala. This deals with a character who has amnesia. It just doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know who to trust. There is some weird magic that's going on. And I don't even know how to explain this. I'm kind of glad I don't know too much because it seems like one of those where you're gonna be thrown around for a wild ride and it's better not to know what's coming. The book that I ordered back in like November finally showed up on my door. The Mortal Word by Genevieve Cogman. This is the 5th book in the Invisible Library series. Yay! And there's only one more book right now out. that I have yet to get. But it finally showed up. Oh god. Oh god. They're all falling on me. It's fine. Now we're gonna get into a Book Outlet thing. So I ordered 2 boxes from Book Outlet during their Boxing Day sale. One of them got here. The other one is considered dead mail. I don't know if I'm ever getting it, no matter how many times I call USPS. They are kindly sending me another box of the books that I ordered, minus some of the ones that they just don't have in stock anymore, which sucks because there were lots of books that I wanted. So these are the books I got in the first box. For the sake of expediency, and also I don't remember what some of these are about, I'm just gonna show you what they are. Women Talking by Miriam Toews. The Walls Around Us by Nova Ren Suma. Far from the Tree by Andrew Solomon. The Mime Order and The Song Rising by Samantha Shannon. The Black Khan by Ausma Zenahat Khan. I hope I said that one right. Love and Other Trainwrecks by Leah Conan. Melmoth by Sarah Perry. 5 Feet Apart by Rachel Lippincott. The Nowhere Girls by Amy Reed. The Storyteller by Tracy Chee. Jane Eyre, which is a super white copy, so the ring light blocks it all out, by, of course, Charlotte Bronte. A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney. Hidden Figures by Margot Lee Shetterly. The Dark Day's Deceit by Alison Goodman. Halcyon by Rio Yours. And that's all the Book Outlet ones that arrived. The rest of these, I realize I have bought a lot more. I don't know if I've actually showed you these next 2. I don't remember when I bought them, if it was at the very, very beginning of the year or what. I got Slay by Brittany Morris. This deals with a girl who has designed the video game called Slay, and there is a real city murder that happens because of a dispute in this video game world. Then we have Cursed by Thomas Wheeler, illustrated by Frank Miller. I feel like I might have talked about this, but it was still not on my shelf, so I didn't want to assume that I didn't show you that I got this book. Then, hilariously enough, I got this one at Costco, and that is Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera. I actually haven't read any of Adam Silvera's work, but I have a lot of his stuff on my TBR, so this is his first delve into the fantasy world. I don't know too much about it, but I got it for a discount at Costco, so why not? Next is from the January Owl Crate, and that is Scavenge the Stars by Tara Sim. I don't know anything about this book. I hadn't heard of it. It's fantasy and it's cool. Revenge. It was a simple word when spoken out loud, but it was so much bigger, like the hidden city under the atoll. It was a world of fire and blood, of a knife's whisper and the priming of a pistol. They would all pay. Okay. The rest of the books that I got at Barnes & Noble, when I sit there and I'm bored between work and going to my tutoring job. The next 2 I got on a super discount though, because they were on sale for half off. Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha Nyang. This is the sequel to Girls of Paper and Fire, which I still have not read yet. Don't come for me. And Kingdom of Souls by Raina Barron. So this deals with a girl who is in a family of witch doctors, but she doesn't have those abilities and deals with the Demon King. But she might make a deal to get magic in order to save the world. What do I got next? Next up, I was really super excited it was out, and so I couldn't resist myself from buying it, but that is Spell Hacker by M.K. England. Last year, I absolutely loved The Disasters. This is not part of that series, but it is still gonna be cool. Space magic. That's all I need to know. Here we go, MK. The next book, I went to Barnes & Noble and I was super excited to go find it because I went to get it on its release date and then I couldn't find it and I was like, okay, did it not release today? Because Goodreads emailed me and said, hey, this book is out. And I went, oh yeah, this book. I want to go get this book. And then I asked the sales lady and they had to go dig it out because they hadn't actually shelved them yet. But that is Tweet Cute by Emma Lord. And I'm really sad. I don't know when I'm going to be able to read this, but this feels like it's going to be such a cute YA contemporary romance and I want to read it really badly. I hope it lives up to the hype that I am putting on it. I don't know when I'll get to read it because of my theme. Maybe April. I think April. This might be an April book. Francesca Zappia blurbed it. So of course, if Francesca says so, I'll always listen to Francesca Zappia. I'm so excited for this book. I don't know why. Of all the books that have come out this year and stuff, I can't help it. This one just seems so cute. It's between this one and Only Mostly Devastated are my 2 most anticipated contemporaries this year. I want to read them so bad. I might just do all my new releases in April because I can't keep holding out on these. And the last book I picked up, you might have seen in my last video about all of my February TBR, but that is A Love-Hate Thing by Whitney D. Grandison. So this deals with Tyson, who was recently shot and possibly in juvie, I am not sure. He is taken in by Nandy's home, by her parents. And she's had more of a privileged life. Kind of that, I don't like you, but we're under the same roof. And cuteness is bound to happen because it's a YA contemporary. I expect things from my YA contemporary romances. But there you have it. Those are all the books I got in January. I think that was 37 books. Someone stop me. I don't have the shelf space. Remember, I was like, I really need to read books. I want to read 200 books and get this off my shelves. Not buy 200 books. I know. All of you are going to be like, go to the library. And I'm like, I use my library app for my audiobooks. There's all these booktubers right now who are posting like their TBR and oh, how horrible it is. And they're all like, I've seen people with like 30 books and 50 books and 100 books. And I'm like, I have over 600. I'm fine. I'm fine, guys. How can I stop being me? Can I just stop right now? Can someone stop me, please? Or don't, and I'll keep making content. What books did you buy in January? Put them down below or on Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter. Also, in case you haven't heard, I do have a Ko-fi, not a Patreon. If you like the content that I put out here into the world, or you like my books and want to support me as a writer and as a creator, please go ahead and buy me a coffee. I don't actually drink coffee though, so it's kind of a weird situation, but like you could get me a hot chocolate or something. It's basically just a $3 donation if you can spare it to help support me. I am currently raising money for a big adventure in May that I'm not telling everybody about just yet. That video is coming, but any donation on my Ko-fi would be greatly appreciated. And of course, you can also just buy my books, and that will also help me if you want to. Not these books. You can't buy these ones. You buy the ones I write. Yeah, because obviously people just want to buy the books off of my shelf. Although, if someone were to offer me like $1 million to take all these books, I'd probably let them. So I could just buy them again. Okay, I'm leaving now.